Good morning, students. Welcome at ICA classes. So today we are on the in the next session of our in the next chapter. Sorry. So we will start with the next chapter, hire purchase. So I would like to see how many are present. Let's start with the good morning. Good morning to all of you. Yes, good morning, beta. Good morning. Very good, very good, very good. Fast, fast, fast. We are going to start. So be ready for the new beginning. Yeah. Kiran Shukla, Sonali, Rama, Sankaran, Bhumika, Rajiv Kumar, Maheshwar. Very, very good morning. Very good. Mayur Gupta, Diksha, Suraj, Hira, Jagat Babu, Sonali, Ishan. Everyone, good morning. Please upload few extra questions for insurance claim for loss of stock and profit. We have already done many extra questions in our last lecture because third lecture was for special questions in the both sessions, in the both chapters. Either we are going to profit prior to incorporation or for insurance claim. In both the chapters, in our third lecture, we have gone for the extra questions for extra practice in the session itself. बेटा हम लोगों ने बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस किए हैं, बहुत सारी अच्छी प्रैक्टिस करी है. Even if you are interested to do extra questions, you may better go to ICA portal. In that, revision test paper RTPs are given. In that, previous year question bank is given. You may found extra questions from that and do that. Okay. Yeah, everyone, good morning, beta. Now I'm going to start with the next chapter, which is most important chapter from examination point of view. What means for the hire purchase, beta? Hire purchase का मतलब क्या होता है? Today's chapter is hire purchase. Hire purchase का मतलब समझने से पहले we must have to go for the concept of installment system, EMI system. This is a routine word which we are listening nowadays, that your papa has purchased a car on EMI system. Your papa has purchased a house on EMI system. Means your parents are doing are purchasing number of things on EMI basis. EMI earnest EMI means for you are purchasing it on installment basis. You are going to make the payment in installment basis. So we have purchased an asset, purchased an item for a particular amount and not going to make the full payment in one go. Instead of that, we are going to make the payment in installments. Then that is called EMI system. That is called installment system. In that, we are going to discuss about the advanced category system, that is hire purchase system today. So let's start, beta. Open your books fast. So this is a chapter number 11 of your book. Chapter number 11, beta फटाफट निकालो. Good. Chapter number 11 निकाल लिया सभी ने. So we start with that hire purchase and installment sale transaction. So the word itself defines its meaning. Hire purchase and installment sale transaction means we are going to discuss about that method in which that business in which we are selling goods on hire purchase basis or we are purchasing goods on hire purchase basis. So both way we are going to cover. Either we are going to sell it or we are going to purchase it. So both ways there. So in this chapter, what we will cover, the outcome is given to you in your ICA module. This is the main thing that we must have to understand the crux of the chapter first, requirement of the chapter first. So the requirement of this chapter is you must have to understand the features and the nature of these transactions. And then journal entries in the books of both the parties. Either we are going to discuss about the purchaser or we are going to discuss about the entries in the books of seller. So both the entries are very important, because without that you are not going to understand the system of accounting, because accounting meant for recording. So it starts with recording, goes for summarizing by way of preparing by way of doing interpretation, and then communication of the whatever we have done in the accounting books. तो जो भी हमने accounting books में करना है उसमें सबसे पहले journal entry से starting होती है. तो इसलिए पहले journal entries आपको आनी चाहिए. only then you can go for the final step of communication. Then there are various methods of accounting for hire purchase. We have discussed about those methods. As it is various missing values. So this is something which is like analyzing your skills, analyzing your mathematics skills. I would like to say that is the right word, because in this chapter your mathematics skills will be used. In that mathematics skills you have to prove yourself that you are good in mathematics, because here we have to go for the missing values. तो missing values कैसे निकालेंगे वो बड़ा अच्छा point रहेगा. And then we are going to discuss about if we are unable to, if a purchaser is unable to make the payment within the time schedule, then his goods will be taken back by the seller. If purchaser is unable to make the payment within the time schedule, obviously he will have to pay monthly installment or quarterly installment, whatever installment is fixed, and he is unable to make the payment. In that case, his goods will be taken back. His goods will be taken back is named as goods repossessed. क्या कहते हैं उसे? Goods repossessed. तो goods repossessed कर लिया. What will be the treatment for that in our books of accounts? उसकी books of accounts में क्या treatment रहेगी? उसके बारे में बात करेंगे. Understand the installment payment system. This is regarding, we have two methods actually. One is hire purchase transaction method, second is installment method. So installment method is also to be understood. And what is the difference between these two, hire purchase and installment? Basically nowadays the famous method, the best method which is used is named as hire purchase method, because this is in the favor of the seller, and obviously seller goes for that method whatever is in his favor. जो उसकी फेवर में है वही सेलर यूज करेगा. तो सेलर की फेवर में हायर परचेज वाला मेथड होता है. जो इंस्टॉलमेंट मेथड है जिसका नाम रखा गया है इंस्टॉलमेंट सिस्टम मेथड, वो मेथड उसकी फेवर में नहीं होता, तो इसीलिए उसको बहुत रेयर यूज किया जाता है. बट इवन देन वी वुड लाइक टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट मींस फॉर हायर परचेज मेथड, व्हाट मींस फॉर इंस्टॉलमेंट सिस्टम मेथड, एंड व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन दीज टू, दैट वी विल डिस्कस एट द एंड. So all these things will be discussed. Okay. Let's start. You may have to open your copies, take your pen and note down each and everything, whatever we will discuss. Because when I am writing anything on board, you must have to note it down in your copies. That will be more important in comparison to that, whatever we are only just discussing, or only that which is written in your books of accounts. So it will be better. Now let's start, beta. Hire purchase. Hire means if we have taken anything on rental, that is called hire. हमने कोई चीज किराए पर ले ली, उसे कहा जाता है hire. So if we have purchased any item and going to pay its rent, we have purchased this item and going to pay its rent of item purchased. So this system is a different type of system. In this, A is going to sell goods to B. So A is a seller, B is a purchaser. Now A is selling goods to B. Here A is going to sell the goods to B, but ownership remains with A. जिसकी ओनरशिप है वो A के पास ही रहेगी. ownership remains with A. A will not transfer the ownership to B. Only goods are transferred. Ownership will be transferred to B only and only when full payment is made, beta. When full payment is done. Now, payment is to be given in installments. So in that case, A will charge interest also, because जो पेमेंट करनी है वो हमने सिंगल वन गो में नहीं करनी, तो उस केस में ए आपसे इंटरेस्ट भी चार्ज करेगा. सो वट एवर इंस्टॉलमेंट इज देयर, that includes two amounts. One is principal amount and second one is interest amount. So principal amount is also there, interest amount is also there. When both will be added, it will become installment, because they are going to charge interest for time period, whatever time period we are taking for making the payment, उसके लिए वो interest charge करेगा. तो दोनों को ऐड करने के बाद आपकी इंस्टॉलमेंट बनती है. तो when full principal amount plus interest for the period is received by the seller, that is A, he is going to transfer ownership to B when full payment is received दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि जो ओनरशिप ट्रांसफर कब होगी, जब पूरी पेमेंट आ जाएगी. डन, नोटेड. So let's understand some minor definitions which are given to you in your books. These are given in brief and it will be very easy to understand. Possession means the person who keeps the good, who have retained the goods. Retain, possession का मतलब है retain करना, जिसके पास वो चीज है. तो hire, vendor, transfer only possession. I've already mentioned, not the ownership. Installments, I already mentioned. Down payment, what is down payment? Down payment means for the payment to be made as a first installment at the time of purchasing the goods. So whatever payment is made at the time when we are signing the agreement, when we are purchasing the goods, तो उस टाइम पे जो पेमेंट करते हैं, that is called down payment. Because वो उस टाइम पे हम एग्रीमेंट साइन करते हैं कि हम आपस में ये जो करने जा रहे हैं, परचेज सेल का जो हम करने जा रहे हैं, ट्रांजेक्शन करने जा रहे हैं, इस ट्रांजेक्शन को साइन किया जाता है. तो साइन किया जाता है जब एग्रीमेंट, तब उस टाइम पे एक इनिशियल पेमेंट की जाती है, दैट इज नॉर्मली द फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट और द स्टार्टिंग अमाउंट, दैट इज कॉल्ड डाउन पेमेंट. Constituent of hire purchased items that already mentioned to you. It includes, means क्या क्या होता है हायर परचेज की अमाउंट में? It includes interest on unpaid amount and capital payment, that is principal plus interest. Ownership already mentioned, pass to hire purchase only on the payment of last installment and exercising the option conferred upon him under the agreement. Okay. Repossession already mentioned, in case he is unable to make the payment, that the purchaser is unable to make the payment of installment. When the installment is due, he must have to make that, he must have to pay that, but he is unable to make the payment. So after giving a certain notice or after waiting for a certain period, the seller will notify him that I'm going to repossess your goods. And if he doesn't make the payment, even then, obviously, seller will go and repossess back the goods, because ownership remains with the seller. No? ओनरशिप किसकी है? वो तो सेलर की है। तो सेलर अपना सामान तो खुद वापस ले ही सकता है ना। अगर मेरी ओनरशिप है किसी आइटम पे तो वो तो सामान ही मेरा है, वो गुड्स ही मेरी है, सो आई मे गेट इट बैक। सो दैट इज कॉल्ड रिपोजिशन इन केस ऑफ डिफॉल्ट। Even in the last installment, the vendor is named as here. Vendor means seller is named as hire vendor. You may note it down. Hire word is made in addition to his name. That is, vendor is named as hire vendor, and purchaser is named as hire purchaser. Just denomination is there so that we can understand better. Otherwise, it has not any technical importance. Has the right to take the goods back without making any compensation. Even he may take it back without making any compensation, but we will discuss whatever technical is there. I think this is clear to every student. So general terms used basically ये पहले आना चाहिए तो, बट ये बाद में है बाई चांस, तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। हायर वेंडर बता दिया मैंने, हायर परचेजर बता दिया। कैश प्राइस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड विच इज टू बी अंडरस्टूड बेटा, very important. What means for the cash price? Cash price doesn't means for cost price. First of all, it must be clear to everyone. It doesn't means for cost price. Cash price का मतलब होता है वो प्राइस जो प्राइस हम लोग पे करेंगे अगर हम गुड्स को वन गो में पेमेंट करके परचेज कर लें। If we'll make the payment in one go and purchase the goods, in that case, whatever price we will pay or whatever seller will charge, that is called cash price. So it is the price to be paid by the buyer on outright purchase in cash. Means if payment is made in one go पेमेंट हो जाएगी, इसमें एक ही बार में पेमेंट हो जाएगी। ड्यू टू दैट रीजन अगर आप पेमेंट इंस्टॉलमेंट में करते हो तो उस केस में इस प्राइस का नाम हो जाता है हायर परचेज प्राइस। Higher purchase price meant for what? That meant for the price which is to be paid by us in installments. In this case, this is the principal amount to be paid by us. And what is HP price? Note it down with you. You may note it down with you. HP price means a total sum payable by the hire purchaser to obtain the ownership of the asset. And this is the amount to be paid in installment. So it comprises of cash price and interest on outstanding balance. In simple words, this means for HP price is equal to CP plus, even it should be noted here, it will be better option. That is cash price. This is principal amount without any interest. HP price means for, this is cash price plus interest for interest paid on installments. Interest paid on installment, whatever interest we will pay on installment, that will be added to it. So for example, A sold goods to B. So goods have been sold. The cash price, that is the payment to be made if it is to be purchased at in one go, is rupees 1 lakh. Okay, now A is going to sell to B on higher purchase basis. And in that case, he is going to charge from him rupees 12,000 per month. for 10 months. So how much payment he will make? 12,000 into 10. So it is equal to 1,20,000. So how much is the cash price? Cash price is 1 lakh. HP price is 1,20,000. Pardon? Okay, camera is not visible. Just a moment. So we people are talking about higher purchase price, no beta? What is higher purchase price now? Tell me. We can't see you, sir. Okay. Now, Kiran, I am visible. So HP price is in front of you. What you have to do now? You have to tell me how much is the principal amount of out of it and how much is the interest. HP price is equal to principal, which is also called cash price, plus interest. How much is the principal price and how much will be the interest? Fast, send me the answers. Very easy, just to interact with you. Fast, shabash. Note down the example, which is very important. It will help you when you will do the questions. Fast. फटाफट करो बेटा, note करो. Yes, 1 lakh is the principal amount and 20,000 is the interest. Everyone has sent it. Very good, shabash. Now, HP installments. What means for HP installment? HP installment meant for the payment to be made in installment, including interest. So this is the HP installment. You may note it down with you. Cash price of CP never meant for cost price. Let it be very much clear. Cash price of installment plus interest to be paid in that installment. So I'm talking about the installment to be paid. जब भी हम installment pay करेंगे, for example, we are talking about the previous example here. Here also you can identify in this way that interest is evenly distributed during the period. If interest is evenly distributed during the period, that is, otherwise the cash price is 1 lakh. So we have to make the payment in 10 installments. So it means for 10,000 per month we have to pay cash price. Now, but we are paying 1,20,000. So that is 12,000 per month. If we are making payment of 12,000 per month, it means for you are making extra payment of rupees 2,000 per month. So that 2,000 per month is what? That is interest. So what is the HP price of installment? HP price of installment is 12,000 rupees every installment per month. Okay, CP price of installment is 10,000 rupees per month. Okay, so it all depends. So we're not able to send messages in your Telegram. Can you please explain? Can you explain once again the part of HP price? Okay. What is the HP price? Let it be very much clear. HP price meant for the price which is to be paid by us in installment. It includes whatever the principal amount you have to pay. जो भी आपने प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट पे करनी है, मींस जो कैश प्राइस का पार्ट आप पे करोगे, पहले तो आपका कैश प्राइस है ना जो आपने पे करना है, उसके साथ आपको इंटरेस्ट पे करना है. तो वट एवर इंटरेस्ट यू विल पे इन एडिशन टू दैट यू विल हैव टू ऐड, वो आप उसमें ऐड कर दोगे. ओके, सो इट विल बी कैश प्राइस प्लस इंटरेस्ट. सो कैश प्राइस इज आल्सो कॉल्ड प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट, इंटरेस्ट यू नो इट बेटर, है ना. तो दोनों को ऐड करके हम लोग अपना ये अमाउंट निकाल सकते हैं. So let's talk about the methods of recording. First of all, we have cash price method, beta. Cash price method, in this method, we have to record asset in our books at cash price. That asset account is debited with cash price included in each installment. That's it. Means interest will not be capitalized. Interest will not be debited to asset account because interest is a revenue expense. Everyone knows, no? Interest is a period based expense. If you will see the revenue recognition AS, you have done the accounting standards. In that accounting standard revenue recognition, we have already studied that interest is a period expense. It will be treated as a revenue expense. It can be capitalized only and only if it has been incurred during the period when the asset is constructed. If it has been incurred for the period when the asset is constructed, in that case, it will be treated as a capital expense. Otherwise, it is a revenue expense. So down payment is fully adjusted toward cash price. First point, which is very important. Whatever down payment you have made, that will be debited to asset account. That will be assumed as a cash price because no period has been expired yet. Down payment means for the payment which is to be made in at the time of signing the agreement, at the time of purchase. So due to that reason, it will be a amount which doesn't include any interest. इसमें कोई interest include नहीं होता. Second method is interest suspense method. In that, buyer debits the asset with total cash price at the time of signing the agreement. This is another method. इन दिस केस जो एसेट को डेबिट करना है वो हम टोटल अमाउंट से कर देते हैं। मींस थोड़ा सा मैं एग्जांपल लेके समझाता हूँ। आई वुड लाइक टू शो यू विद एन एग्जांपल। लाइक इन दिस एग्जांपल इफ यू विल सी दैट वी हैव मेड पेमेंट at the end of at the beginning of every month. Just assume 1st of April, 1st of May, 1st of June, like this we are making the payment, and you are making the payment of rupees 12,000. Okay, so what you will do, out of this 12,000, 10,000 will be debited to asset account. Okay, and what will be interest? That will be debited to profit or loss account, because this is a period expense. Later on it will be debited to P&L account. It will be 2,000 rupees. So next 12,000 will be paid. Out of this, 10,000 will be again debited to asset account, and 2,000 it will be debited to P&L account, and it will go on continuously. This is the cash price method. Okay, in case of interest suspense method, what you will do, you have to debit on 1st of April when the down payment is made. At the time of making the down payment, what he has done, क्या किया उसने सारे के सारे पैसे जितने भी पे करने हैं वो आपने सारे एसेट अकाउंट को ही डेबिट कर दिए. Means 1 lakh rupees will be debited to asset account. Here minor change can be made, because on 1st of April whatever payment we will make, that will be assumed as a principal amount, hence debited to asset account. Later on whatever the interest part is there, that will go into P&L, that will go into interest account, and whatever is the principal part, that will go into asset account. Okay. Done. Rajesh, you may create your own. Okay, you may create your own and send me the message. Okay, no problem, and send the link to everyone. They will do that. So this is mentioned here. If you will see, asset account is debited with cash price included in each installment. Down payment is fully adjusted toward cash price. Then buyer in interest suspense method, buyer debits the asset with total CP at the time of signing the agreement, and total interest, that is HP minus CP, is transferred to interest suspense account at the time of signing the agreement. That means for whatever the total interest is, like in this case, total interest is 20,000 rupees. So this 20,000 rupees will be debited to interest suspense account. Okay, Kiran, don't worry. I'm going to discuss it through entries, general entries. तभी आपको समय लगेगा. ये थोड़ा सा different है, तो entries करते हैं बेटा, तभी समय लगेगा. Let's talk about the entries. In that case, it will be clear. Entries are very simple, very easy. Note it down in your copies because it is to be required in your copies. ये copies में चाहिए हमें. तो कैश प्राइस मेथड में हम लोग एंट्रीज करने जा रहे हैं बायर की बुक्स में. सबसे पहले तो लेट इट बी वेरी मच क्लियर कि दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रॉपर्टी बिलोंग्स टू द seller when he sells it, when he transfers it. He is not going to transfer the ownership, but buyer is purchasing it by making payments. So what buyer will do, let it be understood, goods purchased on hire purchase system should be treated as property of the business on the assumption that asset has been purchased with the intention of paying all the installments on due date. Because why I am purchasing it? I am purchasing it with an assumption that I'll make the full payment, and the payment will be made in installments. That's it. But I have purchased it for making the payment. I have not purchased it just to keep it with me. I have purchased it for making the payment. So the base will be दैट, वही बेस मान के हम लोग एंट्रीज को करेंगे बुक्स में। when asset is purchased on hire purchase system, let me be clear, जब एसेट को आपने परचेज किया, सो यू विल ट्रीट इट एज ए जनरल परचेज ऑन क्रेडिट। हम लोग मान लेंगे कि हमने क्रेडिट पे कोई चीज परचेज करी है, सो द एंट्री विल बी वेरी सिंपल। Try to understand this entry, very simple entry. When we are purchasing an asset on credit, what is the journal entry we are passing? Asset account debit to supplier to seller. So same entry is there, asset account debit to vendor account, but here the amount will be debited, that is cash price. Means if we will talk about that example, it will be 1 lakh. Okay, it will be rupees 1 lakh. You have to understand this, ठीक है? वो पिछले वाला आप छोड़ दो जो भी हमने डिस्कस किया, क्योंकि उससे आपको कंफ्यूजन हो गई है, इसीलिए मैंने उसको छोड़ ही दिया है। हम इससे चलेंगे। हायर परचेज सिस्टम में क्या होता है वो हम समझेंगे। हायर परचेज सिस्टम में जो हमारा मेथड है, इसमें हम कैश प्राइस मेथड में चल रहे हैं। हमारा बड़ा सिंपल सा कंसेप्ट है कि हमने एसेट को परचेज किया। एसेट को परचेज करेंगे तो सबसे पहले हम लोग एसेट को डेबिट करेंगे कैश प्राइस से, दैट्स इट। डाउन पेमेंट करेंगे तो उस केस में, बिकॉज वी हैव ऑलरेडी क्रिएटेड अ वेंडर इन अवर बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट, अ सप्लायर इन अवर बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स, तो उसको पेमेंट कर रहे हैं। तो जब हम लोग किसी को पेमेंट करते हैं तो एंट्री बड़ी सिंपल होती है, सप्लायर अकाउंट डेबिट टू कैश या बैंक। सो वी आर गोइंग टू मेक हिम द पेमेंट, वट एवर पेमेंट वी विल मेक, वी विल पास एन एंट्री। नाउ interest will due at the end of every year, so whatever interest is due, interest is always debited, everyone knows. And whenever interest is due, तो to whomsoever you have to make this payment, जिसको भी आपने ये इंटरेस्ट देना, he will become your creditor, so creditor will be credited here, vendor will become your creditor, vendor आपका creditor बन जाएगा, तो वो creditor को आपने पेमेंट कर देनी है। अब दैट्स इट। तो हम लोगों ने इसको ड्यू कर देना, इंटरेस्ट अकाउंट डेबिट टू वेंडर अकाउंट, ये 3 एंट्री समय लगनी चाहिए, नोट डाउन भी करो और समझो भी। हैव यू नोटेड डाउन? नोट डाउन किया सभी ने? देखो, concept is very simple. These 4 points are to be kept into mind. One more thing is there. Actually, there are simple concept. There is a simple concept of recording an asset in the books of accounts. जैसे हम एक एसेट को बुक्स में रिकॉर्ड करते हैं उसी तरह का कंसेप्ट चलेगा, और कहीं भी कंबाइंड एंट्री नहीं डालनी, ठीक है। तो इसमें जो आप लोगों का सिस्टम है बड़ा सिंपल है कि जब हमने एसेट को परचेज किया तो हम लोग एक जनरल एसेट की तरह एंट्री डाल देंगे, डेबिट टू एसेट अकाउंट। और जब हम लोगों ने डाउन पेमेंट पे करी तो डेबिट टू वेंडर अकाउंट, सिंपल। और जब हम लोगों ने इंटरेस्ट ड्यू करना है तो डेबिट टू इंटरेस्ट अकाउंट, इंस्टॉलमेंट पे करनी है तो डेबिट टू वेंडर अकाउंट, डेप्रिसिएशन चार्ज करनी है तो डेबिट टू डेप्रिसिएशन अकाउंट। दैट्स इट, सिंपल एंट्रीज रहेंगी, कोई टफ एंट्री नहीं रहेगी। सी हियर इट इज वेरी सिंपल। दोबारा से एक बार देखते हैं, एसेट इज परचेज्ड, so when asset is purchased, otherwise what entry you are passing? Asset account debit to creditor, so that entry we have passed. When we are making any payment to anyone, what entry we are passing? Creditor account debit to bank. Whenever interest is entered in our books of account, interest to outstanding interest or interest to creditor, so that entry we have passed. Very simple, nothing typical, nothing new. When first installment is made or next installment will be made, or the same thing, vendor account debit to bank with HP price. The most important concept is the payment is to be made with HP price of installment. That is CP plus interest. CP means cash price, principal amount, or cash price of installment. You can say CP of installment. Whatever the CP of installment, in that we will add interest and debit it. That's it. I'll show it to you, Gupta. Just a moment. For depreciation, simple entry is there. Depreciation account debit to asset account. It will be charged on the total value of our asset. If the asset is worth rupees 1 lakh and depreciation is 20% per annum, so we will charge depreciation at the rate of 20,000 per annum. जनरल सिंपल एंट्रीज देयर, जैसे हम लोग अदरवाइज बुक्स में डालते हैं, कोई डिफरेंस नहीं होगा। नाउ वट एवर द इंटरेस्ट, इट इज अ पीरियड एक्सपेंस, वट एवर द डेप्रिसिएशन, इट इज अ पीरियड लॉस, so those will be transferred to P&L account by passing this entry, profit or loss account debit to interest to depreciation. That's very simple, as we are passing in routine. Note it down. Done. Very good. Just see the concept of transfer. Note it down. बेटा फटाफट करो। नोटेड। चलो आगे चलते हैं। How to disclose it in the balance sheet? As it is our asset, because we have treated it as our asset, so we will record it as a asset in our books of account, and whatever depreciation we will charge, that will be reduced every year, and the balance will be shown in the books. Now this will be shown at cash price, which is very much important. HP price is not to be considered for this purpose. We have to show an asset in our books at CP price only, beta. Now, talking about creditor, as this will become our creditor also, whatever payment is due to be made, due to be paid to him, that will be shown here, balance in higher vendor account. Whatever is the balance in higher vendor account, because whatever the cash price is there, out of that, whenever we will make the payment, that will be reduced. Interest will be automatically added, and the amount will automatically come. So whatever amount is there, that will be shown here. Now, this is divided into two parts. Very important point. We have already discussed that 1 lakh is the cash price of our asset, which is to be made, which is to be paid by way of installments of rupees 12,000 per month. Now, if we have purchased this asset on 1st of January, and we are going to close our books on 31st of March, and we have not made the payment of March month yet. March की payment अभी हमने नहीं करी है. So in that case, what will be there? First of all, whatever is the balance in higher vendor account, I will discuss later. Just wait. Okay, whatever installment is due but not paid, installment due, not paid, that I am talking. This is what this is, because we have already discussed that the installment is 12,000 rupees per month. Okay, so this 12,000 will be an amount to be shown here, installment due but not paid, because we have to make payment at the end of every month or at the beginning of every month as per the case. So here installment is to be made at the beginning of every month, because 1st of January we have made the first payment, 1st of February we have to make the second payment, 1st of March we have to make the third payment, but we have not make the payment of March. So that means for जो March की payment है वो भी due है, but pay नहीं करी, so that is called installment due but not paid. Okay, so बाकी जो payment रहती है आपकी, जितनी भी balance रहती है, that is installment not yet due. So whatever is the balance in higher vendor account, out of that 12,000 will be reduced. Remaining amount will be installment not due, not yet due. Means अभी पैसे due नहीं हुए, इसलिए हमने दिए भी नहीं है. What is the difference between second and fourth entry? Okay, we'll discuss. Just a moment. Installment not yet due का मतलब है those installment which will be due in the next year. Due in next year means that will be due on 1st of April, 1st of May, 1st of June, 1st of July. वो सारी installments हो गई. Installments not yet due. And installment due but not paid, वो कौन सी installment है? वो उस installment की बात की जा रही है जो installment हमारी due भी होगी, due date निकल गई है, जिसकी हमने payment नहीं करी है. ठीक है, उसको हम installment due. और ये क्या आएगा? ये बैलेंस इन हायर वेंडर अकाउंट हम वेंडर अकाउंट बनाएंगे, उसका जो भी बैलेंस होगा वो बैलेंस इसमें शो कर देंगे. दैट्स इट. यहां तक कोई डाउट? Remaining, when we will do the question, you will understand better. Now coming to vendors books, it will be completely vice versa, as we know that purchaser assumes it as its asset when he is purchasing, even he has not received the ownership of that good, because we have already discussed in the beginning of the chapter that here in hire purchase system, vendor is not going to transfer the ownership, but even then he assumes that I have sold the goods, and the purchaser assumes that he has purchased the good. Why? Even he doesn't have the ownership, but he assumes it. क्यों assume करता है भाई? Assume तो करना ही नहीं चाहिए. Assume इसलिए करता है because उसका विजन होता है. अब मेरा विजन है I am going to be a chartered accountant, तो मैं उसके लिए मेहनत कर रहा हूँ. अगर मैं सोचूंगा यार पता नहीं मैंने क्लियर होना है नहीं होना है, तो मैं उसके लिए मेहनत नहीं कर पाऊंगा उतनी. जब मैं ये सोच लेता हूँ कि मुझे तो इसको क्लियर करना है, टू क्रैक द एग्जाम ऑफ सीए, तो मैं अपने आप को सीए की तरह ट्रीट करना शुरू कर दूं, उसकी तरह भी मेहनत करूंगा ना. अदरवाइज मेहनत नहीं कर पाऊंगा। तो इसीलिए यहाँ पर भी एक ऐसा ही कुछ विजन इनके माइंड में चलता है कि वेंडर ये अज्यूम कर लेता है कि मैंने तो गुड्स सेल कर दी, मैंने ये गुड्स वापस नहीं लेके आनी, तो वो ये मान लेगा मैंने परचेजर को गुड्स दे दी, मेरी स्ट्रेस खत्म हो गई, मुझे तो बस किस्तें आनी चाहिए, मुझे तो इंस्टॉलमेंट्स आनी चाहिए। अगर उसने रीपोजेस ही करनी है गुड्स तो बेची क्यों? ही मस्ट नॉट हैव टू सेल द गुड्स। और जो परचेजर है उसको अगर गुड्स वापस ही करनी थी तो उसने गुड्स खरीदी क्यों? तो इसीलिए परचेजर ये मान लेता है गुड्स मेरी हो गई, इवन ओनरशिप नहीं है, उसका बेनिफिट किसको मिलेगा? उसका बेनिफिट विल गो टू वेंडर व्हेन परचेजर विल नॉट मेक द पेमेंट ऑफ इंस्टॉलमेंट ऑन ड्यू डेट। जब ड्यू डेट पे पेमेंट नहीं करेगा उस दिन वो कहेगा लाओ मेरी गुड्स मुझे वापस दे दो, ये देखो मेरे पास ओनरशिप टाइटल है। So this is a main important point which is to be kept into mind, that this is just for the understanding purpose that we have the ownership with us. Otherwise, treatment is very simple, very easy. It's just like a simple sale and simple purchase. Just interest is the adding factor in this chapter. Nothing else is there. Mind it? Is that clear? So vendor will pass first entry when goods are sold. What will be the entry? Tell me. आप लोग बताओ क्या एंट्री होनी चाहिए जब हम गुड्स सेल करते तो एंट्री क्या होती है? फास्ट बताओ, स्पीक इट आउट जल्दी। व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन सेकंड एंड फोर्थ एंट्री? ओके, आई हैव टू गो बैक। तब तक बाकी लोग एंट्रीज बताओ। देयर इज नो डिफरेंस बिटवीन सेकंड एंड फोर्थ एंट्री, जस्ट अ माइनर डिफरेंस इज देयर, दैट इज अमाउंट। विद इन सेकंड एंट्री वी विल गो फॉर whatever the amount we have paid in down payment. Here DP will be there. Okay, in case of fourth entry the entry will remain same, only the amount of installment will be there, whatever the amount we have to pay in installment, and this will be passed only at the time of signing the agreement, and fourth entry will be passed again and again, again and again. Because first or second entry will be passed only one time, but third, fourth, fifth, sixth, all these entry will be passed every time whenever installment is paid or at the end of the year, because this is at the whenever interest is due. This entry is passed whenever interest is due. Okay, this entry is passed whenever payment is made of any installment. This entry is passed at the end of the year. These two entries will be passed always at the end of year. This is also always whenever installment is paid. Okay, third entry is also whenever installment is paid. Barkatullah, let it be very much clear that it is just like a simple sale and simple purchase. Okay, that is just in the books of accounts. अगर वो अपनी बुक्स में उसे एसेट मान के, वैसे भी let it be very much clear that for seller this is not an asset. सेलर के लिए तो ये बिजनेस है, he is going to sell the goods and we are not charging any depreciation on our goods in which we trade. जिसमें हम ट्रेड करते हैं उस पे हम कोई depreciation नहीं चार्ज करते. Instead we are charging depreciation only on our assets. So these are not these are not his assets. Asset is for that person who is going to purchase it. जो परचेज करता है उसके लिए एसेट होता है. Okay, so Barkatullah, let it be very much clear here, depreciation will be charged by the purchaser. So on the asset side only the cash price is shown, and on the liability side the higher purchase price and installments are shown. Please tell that how the balance sheet tallies, sir. Very good question. On the asset side we have shown the cash price, okay, and on the liability side the higher purchase price and installments are shown. Please tell how the balance sheet tallies, sir. Basically, I would like to discuss with you this also. This is also good point because students have. Okay, let's take an example. that this is an asset worth rupees 1 lakh, zero depreciation, just assume. Okay. Now, what will be the vendor? What will be the balance in vendor account? Just assume I have purchased the asset. I have sold the asset just 2 days back or 3 days back. Okay, and made the payment of rupees 10,000. 10,000 की पेमेंट मैंने कर दी है. फर्स्ट इंस्टॉलमेंट मैंने पे कर दी. So 90,000 is the balance. Okay, so 90,000 is the balance here. 1 lakh is the balance here in asset account. Automatically your cash will decrease by rupees 10,000. So net effect on asset side is 90,000. It doesn't include interest. Interest is not to be included in balance of vendor, because interest will be debited or credited only when it is due. So it will due every it will due at the time when installment is due, and when installment is due we have to pay payment of the installment. हमें तो installment pay करनी है उसी टाइम, तो इसलिए इंटरेस्ट का कोई फैक्टर नहीं है इसमें. ये तो कैश प्राइस पे ही दोनों में शो हो जाता है. हाँ, इफ यू विल नॉट मेक द पेमेंट ऑफ वन और टू इंस्टॉलमेंट्स देन देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम. तो उस केस में भी टैली हो जाएगा. आप लोगों को एक याद रखना पड़ेगा, नेट एसेट्स इज इक्वल टू एसेट्स माइनस आउटसाइडर लाइबिलिटीज. ये बचपन वाले पॉइंट्स हैं, मुझे लगता नहीं कि हमें इतने डिटेल में जाना चाहिए. whenever there is a increase in asset, it will have a corresponding decrease in asset, or it will have a corresponding increase in liability, and vice versa. So this is something different. I'm not going to discuss in detail. If you will make payment of 10,000, obviously 10,000 will reduce from the cash. I'm writing here cash will decrease by rupees 10,000 because I have made payment of rupees 10,000. मैंने 10,000 की पेमेंट कर दी है. ठीक है ना. अगर पेमेंट करूंगा तो कैश तो कम हो गई ना बुक्स में से. बुक्स में ये तो बेटा अकाउंट्स के वो पॉइंट्स हैं जिनको हम लोग कभी किसी टाइम पे छोड़ चुके हैं. ये बेसिक पॉइंट्स हैं. आप इसके लिए अकाउंटिंग इक्वेशन चैप्टर होता था एक आपका. यू मस्ट हैव टू सी दैट चैप्टर. दिस इज अ चैप्टर you have to revise. This is accounting equation. You need not to worry, your balance sheet will tally beta. Baki remaining why it will tally, that will be a concept of accounting equation chapter. Okay, so in vendors books first entry will be when goods are sold on hire purchase basis. Very simple entry, everyone knows. Very good, very good. This is purchaser account debit to sales account. Whenever goods are sold to someone, what entry we are making in our books of accounts, what entry we pass in our books of accounts, that is purchaser to sales, creditor to sales. So that entry we have passed, just the name is different, higher purchaser to higher sales, that's it. And this entry will be passed with again cash price. Okay, and we know that whatever sale we made, that will be transferred to trading account. सेल कहाँ चली जाती है? ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट में. तो ये सेल अकाउंट जो है ये ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट में जाके खत्म हो जाएगा. ओके, so cash received, what will be the entry? Cash to purchaser, simple entry. For interest due, fast send me the entry. क्या entry आएगी? Interest due on installment at the end of every year. क्या रहेगी entry बताओ fast. Waiting for your. Yes, very good, very good. Shabash, you have done it. You people now understood the concept. This is done. Hire purchaser to interest account with the interest due at that time. Okay. Interest in the last installment will be different. ये हम लोग लास्ट में करेंगे, तब अभी नोट कर लो बस. You may just note it down. We will discuss it when we will do this practically. जब practically हमारे पास आएगा तब बात करेंगे. अभी कुछ नहीं है इसका. ये नोट करना है. ये मैं आपको करके दिखाऊंगा. Obviously we will do it later on. So when installment is received, same entry is there. What will be the entry for transfer of balance of interest to P&L account? Fast. ऑब्वियसली वेंडर हमें जो परचेजर है वो हमारी इंस्टॉलमेंट हमें पे कर देगा. हम एक सिंपल एंट्री डाल देंगे, बैंक अकाउंट डेबिट टू परचेजर. दैट्स इट. एक सिंपल सी एंट्री हमारी हो जाएगी. Interest account debit to P&L account. Every year interest will be transferred to P&L account. Entry number 3rd to 5th will be repeated in subsequent year if it is a yearly payment. अगर ये yearly payment नहीं है, in that case what will happen if it is not a yearly payment? Obviously in that case interest due and installment received will be an entry to be passed whenever installment will be due, and the interest transferred entry will be at the end of every year, because interest is transferred to P&L account only once a year, that is at the end of year. So this is not at the end of the year, this is at the time when installment is paid. Noted? बोलो भी noted? बेटा जल्दी करो भी. Let's do illustration number 6. There's a big theory in this chapter. You need not to worry. Whatever theory we have discussed, that is more than sufficient. Okay, the way I am giving you understanding, that is a better option. Okay, don't go for the other options. Whatever is given in the question, that will be somehow typical otherwise. So try to do it. मेरे साथ साथ करना जैसे जैसे मैं करवाऊंगा. ठीक है. So discuss about illustration number 6. Come to that. On January 1, 2011, HP Messrs acquired a pickup van on hire purchase from FM Messrs. Who is the hire purchaser and who is the hire vendor? First, who is the hire purchaser and who is the hire vendor? First, tell me. Everyone must have to understand. The person who has acquired is a purchaser. The person who has sold is a seller. Okay. So HP Messer is a purchaser. He's a purchaser and HP is a purchaser. Okay. FM is a seller. He's a vendor. So the CP of van is 1 lakh. 40,000 was to be paid at the time of signing the agreement. But it is, this is DP, down payment, DP. Balance was to be paid in annual installments. So balance is how much? 1 lakh is the total payment to be paid. 40,000 is already paid in DP at the time of signing the agreement. How much is left with you? You have to pay balance amount of rupees 60,000. 1 lakh minus 40 is equal to 60. Okay. 1 lakh minus 40 is equal to 60. So 60,000 is to be paid beta. And that is to be paid in annual installment. How many installments will be there of rupees 20,000? If the installment is of rupees 20,000, how many installments will be paid? It will be in 3 installments. Okay. So every installment is of rupees 20,000 plus whatever the interest for that particular period. For which period we will discuss. Interest is chargeable at the rate of 6% on outstanding balance. Obviously, if it is not mentioned, even then we will calculate interest on outstanding balance only. Beta. Everyone knows interest is paid on outstanding balance. Depreciation is to be charged at the rate of 10% on straight line basis. We have to pass journal entries in the books of purchaser for 3 years, January 1, 2021 to December 31, 2023. So this is for 3 years. Show the relevant items in the balance sheet of the purchaser as on balance sheet. Okay, as on December. As we know, CP price is 1 lakh. DP is 40,000. So how much is balance payment? It's equal to 1 lakh minus 40,000, 60,000. So this is to be paid in installments. Number of installments we have to calculate. So, sorry. So there will be 3 installments to be paid at the end of every year. He says first installment to be paid on 31st of December 2021, 20,000 plus interest on outstanding balance. So what will be the interest on outstanding balance? Let it be clear. Now outstanding balance is obviously 60,000 because we have already made payment of 40,000. So interest will be paid on how much amount? It will be interest on outstanding balance is equal to 60,000 into 6% per annum. So here it is 1 year itself. So it will be 3,600. So total HP price of installment is equal to 20,000. This is CP price of installment plus interest 3,600. You have to make payment of 23,600. That's it. So 23,600 रुपए आपकी first installment रहेगी. Now what is balance? Tell me how much it is, beta. फटाफट करो बेटा। It will be calculated by using a concept, that is opening balance plus interest due minus installment paid. So what was the opening balance? This was 60,000 on which we have made the payment, plus interest due 3,600 minus whatever payment is made, 23,600. So it will be 40,000. Now for second installment, interest will be on 40,000 rupees into 6%, it is equal to 2,400. And HP price of installment, cash price of installment, every installment is 20,000, because this is very much clear. HP price of installment 20,000. Now balance after payment of second installment. Video is buffering. Sir, is that buffering? 40,000 balance after first installment. Okay, good. So what will be the balance after payment of second installment? Fast. Get it? How much it is? What will be the balance after payment of second installment, beta? Very good. Shabash. Students have done it. This is opening balance 40,000 plus 2,400 minus 22,400. So it is 20,000. Interest. We are coming to third installment now. 20,000 into 6%, 1,200. So this is third installment. Is that clear to everyone? Have a break. We will come after 10 minutes and go for the journal entries. Okay. So bring. हाँ जी बेटा. So we have to start again with the journal entries now. Same illustration number 6 which we are doing. So in illustration number 6, start with the journal entries. So tell me what will be the entries in the books of purchaser only. I am talking about the purchaser, not the seller yet. So come to the books of purchaser. Note it down on your copies. Copies में note down करेंगे बेटा. Tell me what will be the entry. अपने आप भेजना है आपने. First entry will be. किसके लिए होती है फर्स्ट एंट्री? बोलो फटाफट. फास्ट. सभी लोग आगे ना? नो नो नो, अभी सभी नहीं आए. अभी तो ब्रेक के बाद काफी लोग नहीं आए हैं. ब्रेक तो 10 मिनट्स हो गए हैं पूरे. तो जो आगे वो लोग स्टार्ट करेंगे. Tell me the entry. What will be the journal entry? Fast. फर्स्ट एंट्री आपकी क्या होने वाली है? देखो वेरी गुड वेरी गुड. स्टूडेंट्स आर सेंडिंग द एंट्री. अपने आप डालनी है सारी एंट्रीज आप लोगों ने. मैं सिर्फ आपको चेक करवाऊंगा आपको. बिकॉज वंस यू विल बी एबल टू पास दीज एंट्रीज इट विल बी इजी फॉर यू. जिसको नहीं समझ लगेगी ना एंट्री, वो एक बार मुझे लिख के भेजेगा सर नहीं क्लियर हुआ, नोट क्लियर. ठीक है. जिसको क्लियर होती जाएगी वो नोट डाउन करता जाएगा एंट्रीज को. एंट्री आप लोगों ने जो बोलनी है, जो मुझे लिख के भेजनी है, वो एंट्री आप लोगों ने कॉपी पे नोट डाउन नहीं करनी. कॉपी पे नोट डाउन करने के लिए मैं आपको एंट्री लिखवाऊंगा. ओके. क्योंकि हो सकता है आपकी एंट्री में हल्की फुल्की मिस्टेक हो, बट आप लोग एंट्रीज लिख के भेजो फास्ट. So there is a proper performer. Journal entries in the books of Messrs. Whatever the name of the organization is. From 1st of January 2021 to 31st of December 2023. Okay. So here what will be the journal entry? Students have sent me the entry. सर अभी जो एंट्रीज की थी वो बायर या सेलर की बुक्स में करनी थी. बेटा जो एंट्रीज अभी हमने करी थी वो बायर या सेलर दोनों की बुक्स में करी थी हमने. जो डिस्कस करवाया था मैंने, दोनों की बुक्स में मैंने समझाई आपको. अभी हम लोग सिर्फ बायर की बुक्स में करने जा रहे हैं अभी. ठीक है. तो बायर की बुक्स में करने से पहले यू मस्ट हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग कि यहाँ पर जो एंट्रीज हमने करनी है उसमें बायर कौन है. बायर आपका एचपी मैसर्स है. और एसेट का नाम क्या है? एसेट का नाम है पिकअप वैन. वेंडर का नाम है एफएम मैसर्स. ओके. तो जब हमने एंट्री डालनी है तो इन लोगों को यूज करना है, इन नामों को यूज करना है हमने. वी हैव टू यूज दिस नेम्स व्हेन वी हैव टू पास द एंट्रीज. ओके. सो व्हाट विल बी द एंट्री? First entry will be when we will purchase the asset. So when asset is purchased, at that time entry will be very simple. Asset means pickup van, debit to FM Messrs. So on which date this entry will be passed? Because these entries are going to be passed for 2021 first. So this is on 1st of January beta. and the amount will be 1 lakh. Okay, asset is purchased. Now what will be the second entry? Fast. Shabash, very good, very good. Second entry we have to pass on the same date when DP is paid. On 1st of January, when DP is paid, what will be the entry? FM Messrs debit to bank. This is worth rupees 40,000. DP pay hoga. Now what will be the entry? Now third entry will be regarding interest due at the end of the year. So on 31st of December interest will due. What will be the entry for this? क्या entry रहेगी इसके लिए? Fast भेजो. Third entry will be फटाफट बेटा, फास्ट जल्दी जल्दी भेजो, टाइम लगा रहे हो आप लोग बड़ा. इंटरेस्ट आउटस्टैंडिंग, ओके, इंटरेस्ट डेबिट टू, ठीक है, वेरी गुड वेरी गुड. ईशन बिश, शाबाश. एवरीवन सेंड इट. Entry will be for interest due at the end of the year. So the entry will be interest account debit to FMSS. So this is 3600. We have already calculated. Then at the end of this year, we have to make payment also. So what will be the entry for payment of first installment? On the same date, this entry will pass. FMSers कितनी पेमेंट करेंगे हम लोग? And then depreciation is to be charged. Depreciation account debit to pick up van. How much depreciation will be charged? It is 10% per annum, specifically given in the question. So 10% of cash price of your asset, that is 10,000. So these are the entries for first year. Now repeat the entries for second year. which entries will be repeated in the next year? Now, as we know that this entry is passed only the first year, so it is not going to repeat in the next year. Okay, this entry is also passed in the first year, not to be repeated in the next year. First and second entry. But this entry, interest due at the end of the year, this will repeat in the next year, that is second year also. So it will be with the amount of rupees 2400. Entry will remain same, but it will be 2400. And this will also repeat in the next year with 22,400. And this will remain same with 10,000 rupees. And in third year also, we have to repeat the entries. It will be with 1200 rupees. That's simple. Don't do it fast. Kar lo fatafat. One more entry which you have to pass on 31st of December, when depreciation and interest is written off. So entry is very simple. Profit or loss account debit to depreciation to interest. So it will be depreciation 10,000 rupees, interest 3,600 rupees. In the next year, it will be 12,400. In the next year, it will be 11,200 because interest will reduce every year. Done? Fast, जल्दी जल्दी करो. ब्रेक के बाद फटाफट आया करो बेटा, ठीक है? मैंने देखा ब्रेक के बाद आप लोग काफी कम थे, बाद में बढ़ गए, तो ब्रेक के बाद पहुंच जाया करो फटाफट. है वेरी गुड, शाबाश. Pass the entry for all the 3 years in your books of accounts so that it will be easy for you to do the next questions. After completing it, we have to start passing entries in the books of vendor. Even it is not required. Before that, I would like to show you it in the balance sheet, how it will be presented in the balance sheet. Show the relevant items to be shown in the balance sheet of the purchaser as on 31st of December every year. So you have to show it how it will be presented in balance sheet. So balance sheet. Okay. First of all, as on 31st of December 2021. So in asset side, you have to show asset worth rupees 1 lakh minus depreciation worth rupees 10,000. So asset will be shown at 90,000. In liability side, FM messers will be shown with how much amount. So this will be shown with the balance which we have calculated in our starting, this one. You have already calculated the balance. Balance after first installment, that is 40,000 rupees, beta. आप लोगों ने calculate किया था. So this is the way how you will calculate it. Opening balance plus interest, whatever is due during the year, minus installment paid, whatever installment is paid. This is 40,000. At the end of second year, it will be 40,000 plus 2,400 minus 22,400. This is a formula. This is a calculation how you will do. At the end of third year, it will be 0 because all payment is made. So accordingly, it will be shown. FMSers, this is 40,000. Now here balance sheet will not tell you because we have not recorded all the transactions in the balance sheet. We have just to present it in the balance sheet. That's it. Not more than that. No other treatment is required because remaining is through profit or loss account or through other accounts that we are not going to prepare. Okay. So as on इसी में कर लेते हैं. As on 31st of December 22, it will be asset will be pickup van. This is 90,000 opening balance minus depreciation for current year. This is 10,000 shown as 80,000 in our books of accounts, and FMSs will have 20,000 as a balance. And then as on 31st of December, only pickup van will be shown. Pickup van will be shown 4 rupees 80,000 minus depreciation 10,000 is 70,000. And there will be 0 value of amount in creditors as all payment is made to the creditor. सारी payment हो चुकी है creditor को. Is that clear? Send me done or not done. अगर कर लिया तो done लिख के भेजो सारे. Done भेजो, thumb भेजो, फटाफट करो. Not done by all. अभी तक नहीं करा. कर लिया तो बताओ तभी आगे चलेंगे. Yes sir, clear and done. Very good, शाबाश. Thumb ज्यादा अच्छा लगता है वैसे ना. It looks more better. Thumb is looking more better in comparison to writing done, and it is shortcut. Nowadays, shortcut is more important than anything else. So see how to prepare the ledger accounts. We have specific ledger accounts in this case. One is the asset account in the books of vendor purchaser. Second is the vendor account from whom you have purchased the asset. Third is the interest account. Fourth is the depreciation account. So there are 4 important accounts in this case. We have to see how it is to be prepared. Very easy to do it. I'm going to show it in your module because it is already given in your module. See here it is. First of all, asset account. Everyone knows there is no problem in asset account because asset account includes only two things. One is asset is to be recorded in the books at its cost. So at its price at which it is purchased. So we have purchased it at cash price, not the HP price. Hence, it has been entered in the books of accounts as two FM messers worth rupees 1 lakh. Okay, so this is recorded in the books of accounts. Done. Next, depreciation is to be charged at the end of the year. This is 10th on. Balance is to be carried down. Again, same. Very simple. So it will automatically give you the closing balance at the end of every year for your asset. Done. I'm not saying you to prepare it. You may prepare it at your home. Okay. Just see it how it is prepared. Very easy. Asset account is prepared in a very easy way. I think this is clear to every student. Coming to vendor account. Vendor account is also very easy, beta. Vendor account includes only two things. One is the vendor will be due with the interest amount every year, and second, it will be paid off the amount paid during the year. That's it. So first entry is very simple. You may have to post the entries only. Whatever entries we have discussed, you have to post the entries. First entry was वैसे भी vendor क्या होता है? Vendor is our creditor. So creditor will be credited when the purchase is made from him. So buy pickup when this is the first entry we have passed. And then what will happen? Then we have to make the down payment. So you may see we have to pick the down payment whenever we are making payment to anyone that will be debited. So creditor account debit to bank. And then interest is due at the end of the year. So third entry will be passed by interest account. Not by interest carried down. This is wrong. By interest account. This is to be written as by interest account. Rectify it in your books of accounts. Then fourth entry will be regarding the payment of installment to bank account beta. We have made the payment. And whatever is the balance that is calculated, this is balance carried on. 40,000. To be carried forward to the next year. Again, interest will due. Installment will be paid. Balance is to be carried on. Again, balance will be brought down. Interest will be due. Payment is made. That's it. Clear? Very easy ना? और 10 दिया करो यार जो मुश्किल होवे कोई था मजा आ रहा है. So coming to depreciation account. Depreciation account is very simple, as we all know. The depreciation account, we have to go for simple thing. Depreciation account debit to asset account. So that entry is passed to pick up when. Every year this entry will be passed and the same will be written off to P&L account by P&L. Depreciation account debit to asset to P&L or by P&L. Again, same, that's it. Same for interest account. Interest account debit to FM, that is vendor. Every year, it will be written off to P&L account. That's it. चलो अगर इजी है तो अभी आप फटाफट इसकी स्पीड से एंट्रीज डालोगे. इफ इट इज इजी फॉर यू यू हैव टू पास एंट्री इन द बुक्स ऑफ वेंडर कंपनी फास्ट विद फुल स्पीड. ओके, इन द बुक्स ऑफ वेंडर कंपनी. देखते हैं आप पहले डालते हो कि मैं पहले डालता हूं. मैं भी डाल रहा हूं इधर से, आप भी डालोगे. बाद में चेक कर लेना आप लोग अपनी. चेक योरसेल्फ, अपने आप को करो चेक। एंट्रीज डालने के बाद यहाँ से स्क्रीन से देखते जाओ। So these are the entries. There may be wrong, भूमिका, there's no problem, you need not to worry। मॉड्यूल में अगर कोई गलती है तो ठीक कर लो, ठीक है। तभी मैं अपने आप करवा रहा हूँ क्योंकि मुझे मॉड्यूल को चेक नहीं करना पड़ेगा। ओके। So interest account will be named as interest received account, then it will be more better. Exactly. If you will write interest received account, because nominal accounts are to be written in the way. So you may write it like this also, interest received account. If you all have done, send thumb to me। बेटा ये फर्स्ट ईयर की एंट्रीज मैंने कर दी, सेकंड ईयर और थर्ड ईयर में बस आपको अमाउंट चेंज करनी है, नेक्स्ट नथिंग एल्स, ठीक है। तो ये बाद में घर जाके भी कर सकते हो। तो भी फटाफट आगे चलना चाहते हैं हम। Very good, very good. Shabash, you have done it. Oh, sorry, sir, I have checked wrong entry. Sorry, sir, I have entry wrong. Okay, very good. So let's discuss about some calculations, like if it doesn't have a amount with you, how you will do it. Tell me one thing. If HP price is given to you, that is after interest price, right? So he says our cash price is 1 lakh and interest is paid at the rate of 6% per annum. Then we all know that how to get it. We already done it. That 23,600 is the amount of first installment, and second installment is how much? That is 22,400. Third installment is how much? 21,200. That we have already done. Now tell me how you will calculate the interest part if CP is not given to you. You doesn't have CP with you. आपके पास CP नहीं है. आप interest को कैसे निकालोगे? Just tell me. Calculate the interest if this is not available with you. If this is not available, that 20,000 is the installment amount of is the CP of installment. How you will get it? कैसे निकालोगे? First, बताओगे? In case CP is not given to you, how you will get the CP, how you will get the interest? That is the next point. Do it fast. करके दिखाओ. चलो इसका निकालना है हमने. तो निकल सकता है का? Is that possible? How much is the amount, Bhumika? Is that okay? We know that the interest is 3,600 included in it. We know that 2,400 is included in it. But could you get it? Check by any of your formula. Could you get it? A student have sent me a formula 20,000 into 6 by 106. Is that possible? $20,000 cannot be deducted because this is not given to you. This information is not available. NA. Then how you will get it? आपके पास ये information given ही नहीं है, तो कैसे निकालोगे आप? ये बताया ही नहीं उसने. This is not available. He says HP price of installments is this one. Interest rate is given to you, but interest amount is not given to you. How you will get it? Do it. करके दिखाओ. In that case, it is not practically possible to calculate it by the formula of rate by 100 plus rate, but it may be possible if it is of 1 year only, because in this case, interest is not included for 20,000. Let it be very much clear. If interest is included on that amount, if interest is calculated on that amount, whatever is to be paid, then there's no problem, because here amount is calculated on 60,000 into 6%. And that is added in this 20, and then it is added in 20. So due to that reason, it is not possible to use the formula of rate by 100 plus rate, because student was saying that they will use the formula of rate by 100 plus rate. This can be used only if the amount is given to you on which calculation is made. But here it is not possible. Here also it is carried on 40th on, and that is included in 20th on. So due to that reason, it is not possible. Here interest is carried on 20th on, and that is included in 20th on. So in this case 20th on पे ही निकाला गया है और 20th on में ही ऐड किया गया है. अगर जिस अमाउंट पे कैलकुलेट किया जाता है वही अमाउंट में ऐड किया गया हो तभी आपका फॉर्मूला रेट बाय 100 प्लस रेट का लग सकता है, अदरवाइज नहीं लग सकता. यू कैन यूज द फॉर्मूला ऑफ रेट बाय 100 प्लस रेट ओनली एंड ओनली if the amount is calculated on the amount which is to be paid off. जिसको पे ऑफ करना है उसी पे कैलकुलेट किया जाए. So due to that reason, this will be done reverse. Whenever such type of question comes to you, what you have to do, you have to go reverse. You have to do third, second, first. Use your mind. First of all, in the third year, it is 21,200. Okay. So it is 21,200 into rate by 100 plus rate. It is 1,200. So it will be deducted from this amount. This is HP price of installment. This is interest. You will be able to get cash price of, and this is what? This is 20,000. Now, this is very much clear that this amount of CP is with us. So we come to know that in this 21,600, how much CP is included. If that information is not given to you, I have assumed that we doesn't know that how much cash price is there, how much CP of total asset is there, that is not given to you. Then we will use this one. Okay. Now we all know that the previous calculation is made on the basis of 40,000. We know that, है ना? Indirectly we know that, है ना? पीछे से हमें पता ही है. So what you will do now, we will get the closing balance. Now, so we will get to the opening balance. Okay. We'll get the opening balance. Now, what was the opening balance? If opening balance is 20,000, only then we have paid 1,200 on it, added 1,200 on it, and make the payment of 21,200 at the end of this was the opening balance. And this is the CP of installment. In that, interest is included, and this 21,200 comes to us. Now, in the previous year, what was the opening balance? पिछले साल में opening balance क्या था वो मुझे निकालना है. पिछले साल का opening balance कैसे निकलेगा? Last year की जो payment थी मेरी वो 22,400 थी, HP price of installment, but it includes 20,000 also, which is carried forward to the next year, on which interest is paid in the next year. Obviously ये 20,000 जो मेरा opening balance है ये last year का closing balance था. ये लास्ट ईयर का क्या था? क्लोजिंग बैलेंस था. तो लास्ट ईयर में मेरा जो आउटस्टैंडिंग था वो क्या था? 20 तो ये था, और इसमें से कुछ अमाउंट थी प्लस इंटरेस्ट इसमें इंक्लूडेड है. तो मेरा लास्ट ईयर का अगर मैं एचपी प्राइस देखना चाहता हूँ तो लास्ट ईयर का जो एचपी प्राइस है वो 42,400 है, ना कि 22,400, बिकॉज 22,400 इज द इंस्टॉलमेंट विच वी हैव मेड, विच वी हैव पेड, बट इट आल्सो इंक्लूड्स एट द in the last year, it includes also the amount of rupees 20,000 which is carried forward to the next year. The next year में 20,000 गया, वो किससे आया? वो पिछले साल से आया, सेकंड ईयर से आया. तो सेकंड ईयर का ओपनिंग बैलेंस क्या था मेरा? 42,400. On this you will use the formula 6 by 106 and get the amount. Get it how much it is fast? फास्ट, जल्दी जल्दी निकालो और बताओ. Very good. Shabash. 2400. So this is 2400. Okay. So if it is 2400, it is included in 42,400. So cash price of the opening balance was 40,000. Okay. So this is the opening balance 40,000 at the beginning of the second year. So in the beginning of first year, it was 40,000 plus 23,600. So it is 63,600 into 6 by 106. It is 3,600. It is 60,000. So opening balance was 60,000. And then we have the down payment also. That is 40,000. We know that how down payment is made by us. That will be given to you. 40,000. So CP is equal to 60 plus down payment. That is CP of installments plus BP is equal to 1 lakh. Is that clear? Note it down. लिख लो अपने पास एंड क्रॉस चेक इट. आप लोगों ने ऊपर क्वेश्चन किया है उसके साथ क्रॉस चेक कर लो कि क्या आप लोग इस तरह से कैलकुलेट कर पाओगे. Clear? So the way you have to calculate depends upon the information given to you. Whatever information is given to you, you have to go accordingly. Hire purchase में ये सारे सिस्टम समझने के बाद आपका जो चैप्टर है बड़ा इजी हो जाएगा. तो बट पहले समझने हैं सारे सिस्टम्स. घबराना नहीं है. There's no worry. You will have to understood the systems and then the chapter will be very easy. So you know that first lecture is always on concepts, on the basics. Second lecture will be on doing questions, more and more questions, and third lecture is normally for doing extra questions. So in this case we doesn't have third lecture, so it will be covered within first two lectures only. So this is a question which is to be done by you. आप लोगों ने ये क्वेश्चन खुद करना है. ये तो हम कर चुके हैं. FM and company similar question we have done ना. So rate of interest is given, installments are given. Yeah, let's do this question. On 1st April 2011, Globe Press purchased a printing machine. ये आपकी बुक में मॉड्यूल में नहीं दिया होगा, ये मेरी तरफ से कुछ एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चन है, मैं चाहता हूँ कि साथ के साथ ही करवा दें इस बार. So on 1st of April, Globe Press purchased a printing machine on a HP basis from Modern Manufacturing Limited. Payment was to be made in 30,000 down payment, balance in 3 equal installments of rupees 20,000 each on 31st of March. So annual payment is there. Vendor company charges interest at 8% per annum. So all that information is given to you. Make a screenshot of it. You may later note down this question with you. Not a big issue. आपको अगर मैं क्वेश्चन नहीं भी भेजता तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, आप आराम से इस क्वेश्चन को नोट डाउन कर लेना कॉपीज में अपने, करवा मैं देता हूँ आपको भी. स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो फटाफट. Let's do it. Amount outstanding at the end is to be calculated by us. जो एंड में अमाउंट आउटस्टैंडिंग है वो हमें चाहिए, बिकॉज वी हैव टू गो फॉर थर्ड ईयर, सेकेंड ईयर एंड फर्स्ट ईयर टू डू दिस क्वेश्चन. सो एट द एंड ऑफ द थर्ड ईयर वट एवर अमाउंट वी हैव टू यूज, तो वो हमें कैलकुलेट करनी होती है. हमें पता है कि जो हमारा थर्ड ईयर है in that we have paid rupees 20,000. So अभी पहले समझ लो, बाद में कॉपी कर लेना. फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड इट एंड देन कॉपी इट डाउन. पेन डाउन, you need not to pen down it. Then whatever is the amount outstanding at the end, before अभी इंस्टॉलमेंट पे नहीं करी, उससे पहले बिफोर मेकिंग पेमेंट ऑफ इंस्टॉलमेंट at the end of the year 20,000 is due. So whatever is the amount that is in column number 1, column number 1 into rate by 100 plus rate 8 by 108. So it will be 20,000 into 8 by 108. Do it. How much it is? First of all, do it with me. Now 20,000 includes interest also. Rajesh, you must have to understand this thing that is mentioned. CP price is not 20,000. He says 20,000 is to be paid including interest. So 20,000 includes interest also. Maybe this is not clear to the student. Here it is mentioned specifically that the payment was to be made as 30,000 down and the balance in 3 equal installments of rupees 20,000 each payable on 31st. Okay, so here he's not saying that this includes interest also. This is not excluding interest. Okay, so otherwise he will write 3 equal annual installments of rupees 20,000 plus interest. Okay, if it is cash price, then he will write plus interest is also paid. Here interest is not mentioned, and we know that without interest there is no payment. One four 8 1. Maybe someone have calculated. सभी लोग निकालो, बताओ कितना आ गया. Rate by 100 plus rate, you have to do it. One four 8 1. Now this will be deducted from this 20,000. This is column number 2. This is 1 minus 2. 20,000 minus 1481. So get the balance. It will be 18,519. And second year, this is column number 3. Second year, you have to do column number third plus installment of rupees 20,000. Okay. So this is 18,519 plus 20,000. This was due before making payment of installment, 38,519. So this calculation is made on 38,519 into 8 by 108. Get it how much it is? Do it fast, better. Two 2853. So here you will do 38,519 minus 2853. Whatever is the balance, get it. Get it how much it is fast. Let's understand it once again. Whenever you will get a question in which it is not mentioned that how much is the HP price or how much is the cash price, you have to read the question very sincerely. Like in this question, you have to read the question very sincerely. Otherwise, it will create a problem for you. You have read the question that this question includes the amount, whatever is to be paid. He says we have to make down payment of rupees this, maybe 40,000, and then we have to make annual installments of rupees 20,000. That's it. Plus interest is not mentioned. If you will say that this is the total payment of cash price or HP price, you have to divide it between installments, then we better understood. But it is not mentioned that what is the HP price or what is the CP price. He has mentioned you that this particular asset or this particular amount is divided in the way we will get 40,000 as DP and 3 annual installments of rupees 20,000. That's it. No interest is to be taken extra, but it includes interest worth rupees. It includes interest at the rate of 8% per annum. So if it includes interest, we understood that because it is not mentioned that interest is to be charged extra. So 20,000 includes interest in itself. So that 20,000 amount is not the amount of CP. It is the amount of HP price of installment. This is HP price of installment. Now we need CP. Why we need CP? We basically generalize CP for the purpose of recording asset in our books of accounts, because asset is to be recorded in the books of accounts at CP, and seller records the sale in his books of accounts at CP. So we need CP. One thing we require CP, that is not given to you. Then for recording in our books of account, we need interest of each and every installment. That is also not given to you. To get interest and to calculate CP, we have to do some technical calculation, and that technical calculation is based on this particular example, whatever example we have discussed. Yeah, this example make you clarify that when we are calculating interest, then in that case we have to go for this calculation in a reverse mode. अगर हम उल्टा चलेंगे तो हम इंटरेस्ट निकाल सकते हैं। ये मैंने करके दिखाया आपको, ये जो किया है इसीलिए करके दिखाया था बिकॉज इन क्वेश्चन में आप कर पाओ। तो यहाँ पर करने के लिए क्या है, बिफोर मेकिंग पेमेंट ऑफ इंस्टॉलमेंट व्हाट इज द, और यू मे कॉल इट एज so this is before making payment of, this is HP price, outstanding HP price we have with us. Outstanding HP price kitna tha at the end of third year? It was 20,000. It includes interest also, so we have calculated interest rate by 100 plus rate, because in third year only 1 year interest is included. So you have done it, this is deducted, and then second year amount is calculated. This is the amount on which interest is calculated in the second year. So we have calculated that amount. This 18,519 is added in 20,000. I have taken the advanced case study because previous case study was of amount plus interest. That was easy. 23,200, 22,400, 21,200. That looks easy. It looks somehow typical, but I would like to show you typical also. No? So 20,000 is added, and then rate by 100 plus rate. This amount is calculated. This is added plus 20,000, and then rate by 100 plus rate is there. But the concept is similar, beta. So this DP is added, and 91,543 is the CP. Is that clear? Everyone tell me, ये सब को क्लियर हुआ कि नहीं हुआ? थंब भेजो भैया अगर क्लियर हो गया तो, नहीं क्लियर हुआ तो बता दो. Send the thumb if it is clear. If it is not clear, just tell me. Read it once again. Any doubt, just tell me. Same is here. Yes, sir. Full concept is clear. Very good, sir. Isn't the down payment rupees 30,000? If it is down payment is 30,000, add 30,000. I have not checked it. I'm just telling you to check it out. It was 30,000 beta. Very good. Presence of mind तो आपकी चाहिए होती है. Done. So this is the answer. 81,543 is the total amount. Now what you have to do at your home? करना क्या है आपको? Your homework is illustration number 1, 2, 3, practical question number 1. Completely you have to do it. You have to pass journal entries also. In illustration number 1. In illustration number 2 and 3, only calculations. In practical question number 1, you have to prepare ledger accounts after calculation. So first of all, calculate whatever amount is required. This is similar to the case study which we have done now. जो अभी हमने क्वेश्चन किया उसका सिमिलर क्वेश्चन, उसका डुप्लीकेट है प्रैक्टिकल क्वेश्चन नंबर 1. इसकी आपने एंट्रीज भी कर, इसकी एंट्रीज नहीं करनी, इसके सीधे लेजर अकाउंट बनाने हैं. कैलकुलेशन करने के बाद लेजर अकाउंट किसकी बुक्स में बनाने हैं वो दिया होगा उसमें. He has demanded लेजर अकाउंट इन द बुक्स ऑफ. जर्नल एंट्रीज मांगी है उसने, बट आप लेजर अकाउंट भी बनाओगे तो भी चलेगा. तो मैं तो चाहूंगा कि आप लेजर अकाउंट बना के लाओ, कैश प्राइस मेथड का, दूसरे मेथड का ना बनाओ. इन द बुक्स ऑफ लेजर अकाउंट्स, इन द बुक्स ऑफ परचेजर एंड वेंडर बोथ, दोनों की बुक्स में बनाना है आपने. ठीक है, तो ये करने से आपकी प्रैक्टिस हो जाएगी. प्रैक्टिस होने से आप लोगों को क्वेश्चंस करने इजी हो जाएंगे. आने वाले टाइम में क्वेश्चन करने इजी हो जाएंगे. दिस chapter normally gives 10 marks question in your exam. So this is a good chapter. You have to do it seriously. That's it. Okay, sir, could we close the session?